Hi, so I'm doing this brief video on how to fix broken areas like this, which you often get on used furniture. So I'm going to be teaching you how to repair these so that they look like new. So what I did first was I took my hot glue gun and I made a mold above it of the edge that is unbroken. So that's going to be my my mold for the area that is, and I put some WD-40 on the surface, and then I covered it with hot glue so you can see the edge, it fits. And then I made the mold and let it dry. So you can see this is the inside of it. So I'm going to be repairing this bottom area, corner. I will be using bondo. So bondo comes in two parts. This is the body filler and this is the hardener. Once you mix it together, that is what will activate the bondo and cause it to harden. I like using bondo for a few reasons. One is that it hardens fairly quickly, within 10 minutes, and it is also, since it's a body filler for automobiles, for cars, it's an extremely tough and durable material, so it's actually going to be tougher than the wood itself, so that's why I like it as well, and prefer to use that over wood filler, which actually takes quite a while to dry and might crumble. I only use wood filler to fill in little cracks, little fissures, stuff like that. For big repairs like this, I prefer to use bondo, and you'll see why. Alright, so I don't need really a lot of it. Here's the bondo in the cup. I only need a little bit, enough to cover this area. So I'm taking that in the hardener, you only need like a tiny dot of it for this amount. So I'm just going to put a tiny amount in there, like not even that much. I probably don't even need that much, honestly. And then I'm going to stir it up. Okay, so that's all mixed. I'm going to spray the inside of my mold with some WD-40. Oops, shoot, just got on the... Sorry, was it? Okay, so I sprayed some inside of there. I'm gonna go ahead and get some tape ready to hold it in place once I fill it. So I gotta work a bit quick before this hardens up. So I'm going to go ahead and smear it on here. Get enough for the corners. Then I'm going to take my mold and press it firmly. So and just tape that in place. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right, I get a little bit more tape here. And just hold that corner down. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on for 10 minutes. And let it set. So it's set for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and take off the mold. So, oh shoot, there's little air pockets. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this again one more time. I'm just gonna mix up a tiny bit of bondo again. Okay, so that happens sometimes. It's hard to see the little air pockets that get in there when you're covering it up with the mold, but you can just, you know, just fill it up and it will get there. So I'm just mixing up a little bit more bondo. Just like a tiny amount. And then I'm going to make sure this area is filled in. Little air pocket area. And there's some little holes up here. Make sure those get filled. I'm actually going to add a tiny bit onto my mold again at the corner where it appears to be missing a bit. So I'm just going to smear a little bit on the corner here. Like that. Okay, just gonna make sure the corner gets completely rebuilt. Right. Going to set it up. Again, and it should fill up this time. But as you can see, it was, you know, it was forming well, and the mold was really helping it shape into the original form before it was broken. Okay, so we're just gonna let that sit for another 10 minutes, and hopefully that will have filled up the little hole that was there. Okay, let's see how it's done. All right, perfect.
You mean how it came off with absolutely nothing? It just fell.
Okay, so the corner is completely fixed. I'm just trimming off some of this excess on the sides that got there. Okay, so I'm actually going to be sanding that down a little bit to make it smooth. The excess off. Done. Okay. All right, I think, oh, this part got. Okay. Good. Okay. All right, so that looks pretty good. So we just basically reconstructed the corner there. I'm gonna let it harden a bit more, and then I will continue sanding it to get it all nice and even and smooth. And then once I paint over it, you won't be able to tell that it was repaired at all. I also did this corner right here where it was missing and fixed that.